Hi, my friends. Again, again, I messed up every time, every time. Okay, let's see. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Hi, how you doing, everybody? Whew, all right. there's every time there's something. It's really crazy. All right, good. Also, I fixed my microphone, by the way. I realized that for weeks now, because I bought a new microphone, I had it on very low in Windows, and then I pumped it up in the plugin, and it sounded very strange, like it's very low bit. From the resolution, and now I pumped it up, and it should be sounding a lot better. Also, I should maybe have it a bit closer to my mouth. Let me know. Let's see. Let's pop out the chat so I can have this in the middle of the screen over here. There we go. Hi, Delford. Hi, Chrissy. What? Wait a second. Chrisila, hi, how are you doing? Hi, Webphone, interesting username. Hi, Roland, how are you doing? Hi, Hans. Hi. It's Frosty in Lüneburg. Oh, interesting. Lüneburg. Do you use OBS to stream? Yes, I do. It's very useful. I was on Streamlabs until recently, and now I changed back because Streamlabs is it's very useful, but at the same time not that great. Yeah. So, yeah. Wait a second. Rob. Hi, Rob. How are you doing? Hi, Kylie. Thank you very much for joining. Hi, Herman. Thanks for joining from the Netherlands. Pretty cool. Hi, Joe. And everyone else is so cool. What does that mean? So cool? I don't know. Hi, Philip. Thanks for joining. You let your beard get so long since last year. Yeah, I did. It's getting longer and longer. Oh, I didn't brush it today. It's kind of messy. Okay. Anyways. You're welcome, Webphone. Hi, Saskia. How are you doing? Hi, Folkmar. Thanks for joining. Stuart from Scotland. Wow. Hi. Thanks for joining. Pretty awesome. Elliot from Philadelphia. Hi. Snowing. Okay. I don't think it's snowing here right now. I have only looked outside today from the window, but I can't remember. I think it's a little bit like, how do you say? A little bit, in Germany we say angestäubt, like a little bit dust, snow dust, not really snow on the roofs, just a little bit of, a hint, a touch. Hi, Joe from South Carolina. Okay, awesome. SoCal is South Carolina. Interesting. I didn't know that. Interesting. Awesome. Cool. All right. Wait a second. Oh, yeah, the January pack is out. This is what we are going to talk about today. And, of course, also feedback to your awesome creations for the floating islands in Affinity Photo. And, yeah, I pinned a comment to the top. I hope everybody can see that. Oh, I didn't turn off the timer here on the... Wait a second. I have to do that before we switch over. There's always something. Oh my God. Let's log in here to Streamlabs because they have like a counter, like a timer, and then it posts a comment. And this is for an old pack. I haven't changed it in ages. 1 second. There's the cloud bot. There's the timers. We can actually switch that over to the new pack. Let's copy this. Copy. And by the way, this time I did the pack as differently. 1 second, I will show you in a second. January pack. Okay. Get my January pack. All right, good. Let's save this, and then it should automatically post sometimes, but it's also the timers up there, so you should be able to see that. All right, lots of things to do. I worked really until the last second before I started the stream. I don't know. I was just like, you will see in a second. What was I going to say? Snowy, Wisconsin. Sherry is from Snowy, Wisconsin. Joe. Okay, I've already read that. Philip, flurries. Those are called flurries? Really? Do you, when you go to McDonald's, you have something called a flurry? It's like an ice cream that for some reason is stirred with a spoon that you can put in a machine. It doesn't really make sense, but that's how they create that. Like you have like this very normal soft ice, and then they put some chocolate in there, like from brands like M&M, and then they have a plastic spoon that goes into a machine and it stirs it together. Why you need that plastic spoon for that, I don't know. Maybe so they don't have to clean it up afterwards. I don't know. It's kind of goofy, but anyways. Forodwaka from Poland. Hi, how are you doing? Interesting icon. I can't read that name from Ukraine. Hi, how are you doing? There's lots of snow outside. Yeah, in lots of places. My flatmate has, in the place where she's living, has like 40 centimeters of snow, so pretty high. Jens from Germany. Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. It's called McFlurry. Oh, okay. So you have that in the US too, not just here. When I was in America, and I said, I went to McDonald's, I said a chicken burger. And they don't have that because they have a different name for that. I think it's called the McChicken or something. They were completely like, huh? What? What chicken burger? What are you talking about? Strange man. That was really interesting. But some things have a different name when you go over there. Snow earlier this week. Tiny flakes are called flurries. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Okay. All right. Let's maybe switch over from the screen to Affinity Photo real quick. 1 second. Let's close this here. And then I can also show you the pack. And I can also explain to you how it is different this time. I will open a photo first. So I was a little bit concerned this time with the pack. And this is why I really worked on it until the last second. Because, well, let's switch over the screen. 1 second. Boom, there we go. So the thing is, if something is dark in photo software, of course, in the dark areas, there's a lot of information in there. But if things get brighter, there's going to be less and less information in there. I still have this. I see my background here is not even. Can we fix that? Maybe 1 second. I have to move my light a little bit. That's better. Okay, good. Because I rearranged my light. So one is now very close and very high. As you can see from my hand, it's up here somewhere. You can see how bright my hand gets. And the other way is over there. Just one light now lighting my background. So my face has a bit more structure on it. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's even interesting to you. Just some talking things. Okay. We can see you through your... Oh, yes, you can, because this is a little bit green here, too. So that's not the best thing for streaming, but I hope it's okay. This is from The Last of Us, by the way. Okay, anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So if you have a dark area in the picture and you apply filters and you apply blend modes to that, it can react to that. But if you have white areas, it can't react to that because in white areas there's not really much information. So the brighter a picture gets, the less information you have inside of the picture, while in the darker areas you still have a lot of information. And this is also why people say rather underexpose the image, because if you have overexposed areas, there's nothing to save in there. But with the darker areas, you often can pump up the brightness and then you still have picture information. Now, if you have winter pictures where there's a lot of snow in there, not very much information to work with. And then if you use blend modes, doesn't really work, right? It's not really... it's a bit complicated. So this time I was a bit worried that people might not really understand how to use it. So I structured the pack a little bit different this time. So this is what I want to explain. The Invisible Man. I should get a green like shirt, completely green, and then you see just my head. So you see more of that might be interesting. I think I would be the only person on YouTube where you have a floating head and nothing else. Like if you have a green screen suit with hands and everything, tutorial where you just see the head talking. That could be interesting. Maybe I should try that. All I see. Am I seen as spam? Spawn? I don't know. Did you maybe? Oh, If you post a link, then that is retracted by the software from Nigeria. Oh, okay. Hi, Tayo. How are you doing? Okay, so let's have a quick look on how the pack works, and then a little bit different explanation how this is different this time. So what you do in the pack as an introduction is you draw out a rectangle over the image, and then what I did is that I created styles down here, not gradients, styles, because styles apply a gradient, they also apply a blend mode, and they also apply blend ranges, if there's blend ranges in the picture. So you can see when I click, for example, here, this will apply a gradient in the image, like so. And it will also apply blend mode, add in this style. And sometimes not all of them have adjusted blend ranges, but you can adjust them yourself. Now, the way I did it differently this time is that first of all, in the free version, of course, you have a reduced amount of styles. So it's only 4 styles in there. And this time I only made like an introduction video that's about 6 minutes long that explains what these styles do and how to interact them with the pictures. And then in the premium version, this is the first time I do this. In the premium version, I have a half an hour long online course where I talk a lot more about how this works. And I also, on top of just using these styles, I show you different kind of methods of how I edit winter photos, like additional tutorials basically on different kind of styles that are different kind of looks that are not using these kind of styles, right? Just because I thought this only works with some pictures, so I wanted to have more of that. And also what I decided to do was that I also included the overlays. If you can remember, in the November pack of, was it last year? No, I think it was the year before that. I can't remember. Was it really last year? No, it can't be. No, it was the year before that. So November 2018, I guess. I made a November pack where you had overlays for snowflakes. And I included that also in the premium version of the pack. We should maybe go to the page so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. If we click on that. So here you can see, if you click on the link, you get to this page. This reduces $1. The reason why I'm doing this is because people have not understood where to enter the amount. So now I'm going again with this kind of version where it's $1 and then $1 is discounted, so it's the free pack is still $0, right? Okay, so you can see here in the pro version you have these 20 styles, and you have then 12 overlays for snowflakes, and then you also have a 30-minute video online course. And by the way, within the next days I will do a second video that I will also upload. Then you will get an update email if you have bought the pro version, because I have not made yet a video on how to use these overlays. It's not very hard. You only you put them in and set them to screen as a blend mode, and then you have snowflakes, but we will look at that today too, so you have an idea of what is going on there, right? Okay, good. So what this is doing, and by the way, like I said, if you have white information in the picture, there is not much it can interact with, right? So I will place another picture here just to show you what I mean by that. For example, if you have this picture here, there's a lot of white in the picture. So if I would apply the same style to it, you can see that it reacts differently. It's a little bit more complicated, right? And of course, also the things are a little bit blown out, which is part of the pack. I want to have this blown out look. And the good thing is you can use the gradient tool. If you use that and choose the rectangle, you can move this point around. So you can really decide where the light is coming from. And this is pretty amazing because you can completely change the way that the picture is working. You can even move these points outside of the picture. So this is like digital light basically. And of course you can also resize the gradient here. As you can see, you can make it smaller and bigger. and move it outside. And if I make it really big, of course, I have then a softer gradient here, right? And this is also part of the intro video. What I'm talking about so far is if you then use an adjustment layer for curves, you can adjust the brightness. And this is important because, like I said, if it has only white or very bright areas in the picture, not much to blend with. So by using the curves, I can adjust how the light flows through my picture. This is also very nice because, for example, I can pull this down here in the lighter area. So you can see now the situation here is different from before if we turn this on and off. And I can also still decide to move up the darker areas. As you can see also, if I move this up, you have less details in here right now. So this becomes softer, or I move it down and you have more details in here. So you can really adjust how this is interacting with the image. So that's pretty cool, right? But like I said, I was a little bit afraid that that might be a bit complicated, or some people might not know how to apply that to their winter picture. So it works really well if you have this kind of situation where it's either a lot of blur, a lot of bokeh in the background, or there is a lot of, for example, fog in the background. Okay, good. Yes, you're welcome, Lee. Lee. I remember. You told me it's pronounced Lee. Okay. Let's what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, we can switch over to the other picture here, and you can see initially this is overexposed, but then if I move because of the blend mode, you see, because it's an add blend mode, it adds to the image. It is overexposed at first, and then you can move this down and you can like regain the information from the picture again. And so now you have this kind of light situation, but it's not overexposed anymore, right? So this is very helpful. And like I said, you can move this around any kind of way you want. You can have it more flat or with more contrast, stuff like that. So there's a lot of different things you can do with that. And of course, with all these kind of different light situations I've set up. All right. The other thing that I wanted to show you is with the snowflakes, right? So let's have a look at that. I have to still, like I said, still make a video about that. I downloaded this picture here, and you can see there's there's a little bit of snowflakes in here, but not too much snowflakes. So the way this works is, let's go to, no, not open. Let's go to place. Place. So you go to File, Place. This is the video that I will create either tomorrow or within the next days. You will get an update of that, of course. It's in the pack. You don't have to go to a different pack. I'm just doing it here because here it's open for me. And you have these overlays. Here, just changing text again. Sorry about that. So you have these overlays. We can switch them to extra large so you can see. And there's different kinds of snowflakes in here. Smaller snowflakes. Here it's a little bit described here. Medium, small and medium, small snowflakes, really fat snowflakes. And then you have these kind of blurred snowflakes also. So you can put them into the picture. So for example, we can decide to use these two. So I will select this one and this one. And then just place this in here. 1 second. 1, 2. There we go. And they are on a black background. And so this means the only thing we have to do here is to simply blend them with screen. And now they are applied to the image. You can see very nicely applied. There's no edge. There's no problem with that. It's just on the picture now. So you now have snowflakes. And of course, you can reduce them if you want to. For example, if you say, well, it's nice, but these fat flakes, they are way too many. Simply apply a mask layer. So hold the Alt key, apply a mask layer to that, and then use your brush and use a white color. And let's see, it's a good size, hardness 0, opacity 100, yes. And you can see now I can simply paint them in different areas, softer or stronger, the way you want them. You see, and so now I have some here, but I don't have any here. So you can really decide where you want to have these kind of snowflakes in your image, right? And so it's very easy to apply them. And of course, you can duplicate that. They don't really have a direction they are falling in, so you can also rotate that if you want. So for example, if I duplicate this, if you duplicate it without moving, the flakes get more intense, as you can see here. They get a lot brighter if you want that in your image. That's also good if you have a more like an intense storm, maybe. And you can also, for example, rotate it like this. And then you can also, if you want to resize that to like make them a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. And so now you can see we have a lot more flakes. So these are all added in the image. So I just added that to the pack because I thought it's a good idea. It fits in there. Of course, if you already have the November pack, you already have these overlays, but it felt like it's a very useful addition to this pack on top of these kind of light effects that you can do. Which are, you can do so many things with them. It looks a little bit simple, and this was also why I was worried a little bit about it, because you have 20 styles for close pictures. With close, I mean, of course, like these close-up pictures, and then 20 for that are designed more for wider pictures, like when you have a landscape picture, stuff like that. And yeah, I was thinking like you can do a lot with that. Actually, it's on its own, it's really enough. But I felt like why not add the snowflakes also? So you have a little bit more to play with. Like I said, I will add a photo on how to use them. But it's very straightforward, as you can see, and very useful also for all kinds of winter pictures. Whew. Okay. I'm receiving an error. This product is not currently for sale. Oh my god. I forgot to publish it. Oh no. I'm an idiot. Okay, thanks for telling me. I did not publish the product. 1 second. Let me do that real quick. I will switch to the talk view real quick. Oh man, I'm so stupid. This is embarrassing. Okay, let's publish this. So now it's published. Now you can actually click on the link, it's gonna work. Sorry for that. Wow, it only took like 24 minutes of streaming to realize that. Awesome. Okay, anyways, so now you know. Thank you very much for telling me. Who was it? Joe. Thank you very much, Joe, for telling me. Hi, Tauri. Thanks for joining. Okay, so this is basically what the pack is doing. And you can do a lot more things with that, of course. And like I said, with the online course, it also explains a lot about the different ways on how I would approach that. We can look a little bit through these different styles, of course, what they're doing. So like I said, you can use the starting point to move it around and to really change the characteristic of a picture. And I find this really useful, especially if you, for example, wait a second, let's make a copy of this and put it on top so you see the difference, like so. I find this really useful, especially if you create content that you, for example, want to sell online, like pictures for stock pages, stuff like that, because you can then just like make a lot of different versions with different light situations and put it on the stock page and just like have a lot bigger range of pictures that you can offer people, or whatever else you want to do with the photos. And this makes it very versatile. So I find that a real big benefit, actually. T-Seek, is that how to pronounce that? Hi, best wishes to Warsaw. Thank you very much for joining. All right. Okay, let's look through the other looks here. Oh, wow. This, by the way, is something that happens if you click not on the rectangle, but apply directly to an image. That's not how that works. Don't do that. This one is, okay. That depends, again, on the settings of your curve. So you can see if I turn the curve on and off, this is different. And not everything is like so colorful and extreme like this one. So some are a bit more reduced. One thing that is a bit annoying about Affinity Photo is if you have styles, it switches the origin point and the other settings that you have applied to your, let's, for example, if I make this small like this, and then I switch back and forward, it's again at this point. I wish there was like a hook or something where you can turn it off, where you say just apply the style, don't like handle the gradient. In a lot of other cases, it's useful. For example, if you apply styles to fonts or something, like it would normally be used, then it's of course useful to have that. But in other areas, it's not that useful. Christian says, could you explain in one of your next tutorials how I can create my own style? That is actually pretty easy, because the only thing a style is that you have a shape, like a rectangle or a font or something, anything that's made of curves, and then the adjustments you make to that curve in the sense of these effects here from the layer effects, and the blend mode and the blend ranges, and also the gradient in the setup of the colors, and if it's radial, and the settings you can set in here. Those are all saved as a style. And if you are happy with your result, you simply right click and say create style. And then it's saved as a style. That's it. And then you can also rename it by right clicking here and rename style. So that's, but I can make a video about that. Is it? Yeah, why not? We can make a video. I will write that down real quick. 1 second. Ugh, I need a note block here, maybe. 1 second. Styles. Tutorial. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Good. Bamberg, Germany. Marco, hi Marco, thanks for joining. Can't. Oh, I'm an idiot. I have. My God, what's wrong with me today? I have forgot to. So you have not seen anything that I talked about. Oh man. Oh. Okay, sorry. I have to show you again. Should we, like, I mean, I don't have to explain the styles again, because it was like, you see the effects over here. These are the layer effects. You can set this up. And then over here, these are the blend ranges. You can set that up. And then you can set up here your gradient and everything in there. And then you right click on the, usually I click in the image with my gradient tool selected, right click, and then it gives you the option to create a style. And this is saved down here. And so that's how you do that. Also, you can create categories by just clicking here and then add style category. So it's pretty straightforward. And when you right click on the style like so, you can rename the style or delete the style. So this is the kind of possibilities you have in there. What was I talking about before? How much didn't you see because of my wrong background? Oh man. I should really manage to be able to like relax an hour before the stream and not do things like until 5 minutes before the stream. That's too much. My giant cup is back. There we go. Okay. I can't remember what I said. I think it was something about the styles where you, wait a second. Oh yeah, when you have a picture like so, or like this picture, and you click on a style, the style is applied to the image. Not in this case because this is locked, so this is a bad example, but let's choose this one. And then I click here, and you can see the style is applied to the image. That's not good. This is not how that works. So undo that, Control C to undo that. And then only apply to the rectangle itself, like so. And you can see there's a lot of different styles in there. I remember what I was talking about with the stock pages, right? So if you initially have this photo and you edit it a little bit, you can put it on a stock page if you want. But then you can also make a ton of different variations, like with these different kind of light situations, and you can move the light around. So you can decide after taking the photo where the light was coming from. That's pretty awesome, especially in situations, and this is a little trick here. If you want to adjust the light source afterwards, it's good to photograph on a day where it was overcasted, because then you don't have any shadows. As you can see here on the fruit, they don't have really any kind of situation where I mean, there is a little bit of information where the light came from, but there's not really a shadow and light situation. It could come from the left and from the right equally. It doesn't come from below, you can see that much, but the whole like sky, if it's like everything is cloud, it's like just a huge how do you say, softener, a light softener, right? So you can really adjust this to have the light come from any kind of direction, and like that really adjust where, like create a lot of pictures, for example, for stock pages, stuff like that, or for designs. You know, sometimes you need the light to come from the left for your design on the website or your ad design or whatever, and sometimes you need to come in from the light. So probably you want to put some text here. It should be brighter on that side. So if you have dark text, to be able to read it better. And like I said, with the curves, you can do a lot of adjustments on how the light actually impacts the picture, right? If it's like blown out as we have seen before, or not so much blown out, that's a bit too much, but you can go like this, and then I can go like this for the background, for example, so that you have really interesting dramatic light situations that are a lot more interesting also than what you have with a normal picture like this, right? So that's pretty cool. Okay, you also spoke about the snowflakes. Oh, you haven't seen the thing with the snowflakes? Was it also covered by me? Really? Oh no. Okay, let's do this again. So this is the other picture here. Okay, let's redo the snowflakes part. I'm so sorry. I'm not. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so this is a picture here. You can see there's a little bit of snow here, but not like tons of snow. So we can add some more if we want to. So I have included from the November pack. If you already have the November pack from 2019, that was, as far as I remember, then it's not really, but it's just like a thing that I put into there as a little add-on, as a little bonus for you, right? Okay, so what you're going to do is to go to File and Place, like so. And then you can see here in the premium version, you have 12 overlays included with, by the way, you also have these kind of frosted corners, which are a little bit playful, as if your screen or your picture edge is going to freeze. Also here, you can combine them to put them on different edges of the picture. And there you have different kind of snow sizes, like fat flakes, medium flakes, small and medium flakes, and small flakes. And then you also have super fat flakes, which are also blurred to like look like they are very close to the camera. So we can use, for example, these three and then put them into the picture, like open and place, boom, boom, boom. And you can see they are simply black. So use like select all of them and then just place them over the picture. You can resize them, don't worry about that, like so. And then simply go, while you have all of them selected, go over here and set it to screen. And that's it. And now you have a lot of snowflakes in here. And as you can see, you can turn the individual layers on and off. So these are our small and medium flakes. These are our fat flakes. And then here we have some super fat flakes, which are just these blurry points here. You can hardly see them, but this is what happens. Whoops, sorry. This is what happens when a snowflake is like just floating really close to your camera. It's really out of focus, but it's a nice effect. These little touches actually make the picture more realistic. I just ordered a loop deck live, and I hope I can use it with Affinity Designer. With Affinity Designer? Really? Is that useful? The loop deck for Affinity Designer? I like a lot of your videos and have helped me. Ah, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Visible. The snowflakes were visible. Oh, okay, they were visible. Oh, okay. So now you have seen it again. Okay, and like I said, with the mask, let's show that with the mask real quick again. So here we have, wait a second. No, here we have the big flakes. And so hold the Alt key and click on mask. So this makes an inverted mask, which means nothing is visible. And then take a brush with white in that. And as you can see, if I paint here now, this is painting in some snowflakes in different areas. For example, you can decide that you don't want to have big flakes on your main character because the main character should be better visible. And so now you have a little bit of flakes here and a little bit of flakes there. And then we turn on the other two layers. And so now we have different kinds of flakes in here. So that's pretty cool. All right. Whew, already 35 minutes. Yeah. By the way, I was thinking about writing Loop Deck if they maybe would give me a discount so I can review their Loop Deck on my channel. On the other hand, I'm not sure if they're super useful for photo editing. It can be used for photo editing. Do they have a profile for the Affinity Photo software? Because it's usually rather used for video editing. I'll show you real quick what it is. Loop deck, there we go. It's pretty pricey, I think. I mean, maybe not. I mean, it's there's a lot of stuff in there. As you can see, it looks like this. You have this kind of thingy with a lot of buttons on there and knobs and this big wheel here in the middle, and it has screens built in so you see what you're actually doing at that moment. And it's very useful for video cutting and like color grading and stuff like that. But for photo editing, I don't know if it's super duper good for that. There's also smaller versions, as you can see here. But yeah, it's like depends on how you're working. I often don't even use the shortcuts on my keyboard, as you have seen with my how I adjust my brushes. I still go up here, even though there is keyboard shortcuts, how to do it while you're working. All right, so much for the pack. I hope you get that. It's really cool. Check it out. There's a free version. There's a premium version with the online video. I will do a second video tomorrow about how to use the snowflakes a little bit more. Okay, and now we're going to look at the floating islands. Yes, that's it. There we go. Let me, wait a second. There we go. Let me switch over to my browser and real quick search for your floating castles. Let's see. And I really hope you get that, because I put so much time and work into this pack, and also part of my sanity because I wanted just to make it right and as good as possible. Yeah. Anyways, where is the... There we go. Here we have the challenge for this week. Let's switch over again to work life. There we go. Okay, good. Whew. So there was a lot of amazing entries this time from the floating island. So I asked you in the last tutorial, I made a composite on how to create a floating island, and I linked the video for the live stream. So this time it was your chance to do the same. And there were a lot of interesting entries. So this first one is from Jean-Loup. Wow, okay. So this is like this kind of, how do you say, swim ring? In German we say Schwimmring. I don't know if it's the same in English. Okay. And this is kind of the original picture, is already kind of a floating island. I've never seen something like that. So the waves have carved out everything below, apart from probably a little bit in the middle. That is very strange. And you have some even like little bushes on there. That's amazing. Huh. Pretty cool edit. For some reason you made the water green. I don't know why, but it's pretty interesting still. And also very nice, kind of this vintage effect with the grittiness on here with the grain. That's pretty cool. Very interesting. But no castle, nothing on there. Just stone and a ring floating over water. Interesting. Nice. Thank you very much. Let's go on to the next one, maybe. Oh, wow. Very talented people in my community. Wow, that looks pretty cool. Interesting. And you made an interesting decision on where to put the house, because the way the house is set right now, if it wasn't there, if you moved it more here, you would think that all of this is flat, right? Like just a flat top, like a pizza. But now, because the house is there, everything looks like it's a round hill on top of the island. So that's pretty interesting. I also like how you did the little waterfall with the little river here. Very nice. Nice shadows for the trees. Everything pretty cool. Here we have the source images. Wow. Okay. Oh, this mountain. So this mountain upside down is the lower part of the floating island. You added some birds also. Pretty cool. Very nice work. Wow, this is a cool source picture also, by the way. Very nice. Impressive. Really cool. I also like you have this kind of landscape in the back, but it's still, it looks like it's really up high. Very interesting. Cool work. Thank you very much for that. Very, very nice, Oliver. Here's the next one. Oh, this one is this rising out of the water right now? Because you have these rings here and then there's a lot of water dripping down. Pretty interesting. Nice. Okay, let's see the source pictures. Uh-huh. That's a kind of strange pathway here. Or bridge. I don't know what that is. It's really strange because there's this part on one side. There's like a, how do you say? A little border so you don't fall off or something. And on the other side is not. Maybe for ships. That ships can like land there. Sorry, my English is so bad today. I don't know what's going on. It is pretty nice. The only thing I don't like so much is that the colors don't fit together. So do my classic trick where I just make a average blur of the background and then blend it over everything, because you can see how the light and the color situation of everything is a little bit different. But the rest is pretty cool. Very nice. And the ring here is also a bit strange, but that's of course also a problem of Affinity Photo, because it doesn't have these kind of 3D functions like you have in Photoshop, where you can actually like have a 3D drop in there where the surface is bending in the right way. Affinity Photo is kind of not really possible to do this kind of water drop effect. Pretty interesting. Very nice. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, Hans. Let's go on to the next one. There we go. From Jacob. Hi, Pharmacy. How you doing? Joining late, don't worry. Hi, Jans. Endless Bridge in Filse in Denmark. Interesting. An endless bridge. Okay. Huh. Oh, wow. Okay. The little adventure boy. It looks a little bit like Up because maybe of the balloons here over there, and you have some motors down there. Pretty creative. This is what I like about these composites, that you can really like get creative. It's like a child playing with toys, like just, or like these little sketches that we have done as children, where we just put. I don't know. Have you done that as a child, where you just like. You draw a ship, and then you draw some guns, and then you draw some extra things, a radar on there, and I don't know, all these kind of additions that you want to have there, like this kind of fantasy thing. So this looks like that. We can just add on more and more stuff. That's pretty cool. Here we have the original. Okay, so there's the rocket ship. Wow, where's this used? This little, how do you say, firework? Oh, for the rocket. Interesting. That worked surprisingly well. Pretty cool. Interesting. Very nice. Huh. Okay. The dark parts are a bit strange. Maybe use a different blend mode, because they should be brighter than the rest of the image, but still pretty cool. Interesting. Nice. Again, a little bit of a thing with the ambient light and how the things play together, but it doesn't always have to be super realistic, right? So don't worry about that too much. The idea and how you realize that is still pretty cool. Very nice. Thank you, Jacob. All right. Let's go on to the next one. How many do we have, by the way? Oh. This was a wrong entry, so that's not a part of the challenge. Here we have one, but without a source picture, from Gregory. Wow. Okay, nice. Wow. Very impressive how you put all that together, and the waterfall here even hits the stone down here a little bit to get into a second waterfall. And you have these kind of searchlights. One thing that's a bit strange is that the searchlights get like less bright over the darker areas for some reason. So I would suggest, this is probably a problem with the blend mode you're using here. As you can see also here, the colors and the way the light is blended over these parts is rather muted. It doesn't look like light. in that kind of situation. It looks very much like light over here, but not so much in that area, as you can see. And the same here. It looks like light down here, but not so much over here. Sometimes what you need to do, I found that for that kind of picture that I did. 1 second, I can try Instagram. Let's go to my Instagram, where I haven't posted in ages. I'm sorry about that. For this picture here, where you see this smoke here, it's interacting with different areas of brightness in the background. So what I did to make this similar for all the different areas is that I made multiple copies of the same smoke in that area, and then I used the mask, and I used different blend modes for the different areas. So if it's lighter, a different blend mode. If it's darker, a different blend mode. So it looks the same. It has the same kind of details. It has the same kind of brightness. And then I used the mask brush to hide it in all of the other areas where it's not needed. So this element here is actually made of several copies of the same smoke going up, and then in addition another copy of the smoke that is blurred in the background or in the foreground, no, I think in the background, and set to, I think, screen as a blend mode, so you have this kind of glowing aura around it. Yeah, so that's a good way to do that if the blend mode doesn't work in some situations and works better in other situations. As you can see here, works good with the clouds, doesn't work so good here in the darker areas. All right, but pretty cool. Very, very cool entry. Very nice work. I also like how this floats over the city in the background. Pretty amazing. Hi, Russell. Thanks for joining. I also like the colors in this one. Very cool combination between the blue and the orange down in the middle. So you can also, this is a very good kind of idea to separate out the colors, that you have basically one actor, let's say actor in this case, with the floating castle here that is orange, and then the rest of the picture is blue, so it's separated from that, and because of that it stands out a lot more. So that's a pretty good idea to do it like that. Wow, next one here from Colin with a giant dragon, I guess. No source pictures again in this case. Ooh, okay, wow. Like I said, some pretty talented people in our Facebook community. Really awesome. I'm a little bit surprised why the castle is so very green and the background is so very blue, and like different in the quality of the colors from the rest, because you can see like down here you have this kind of natural green, and then here you have a little bit of this kind of atomic green, and also here like atomic blue in the background. Very intense colors. So you probably painted them in, but why? I'm not sure why. Or maybe if you do that, blend them like with soft light or something, so they blend better together with the colors that have been there in the source. But otherwise, really cool. I also like this kind of fire effect from the dragon. He kind of lost his face. You don't really see much detail anymore in that area. But never mind that. The flames, the realistic flames are pretty cool. And then you have even some smoke going on. Really nice. Very interesting. Very cool. Other than these kind of atomic colors that are a little bit like ripping you out of the illusion. But the rest is pretty awesome. Very nice. Thank you very much for that. Colin. Okay. Ooh. Ellen has some cool, whoops, wrong one, sorry. Has some cool pictures here. Let's go. There we go. Wow. Okay. It looked a little bit better when it was small. To be honest, there is something off. I try to figure out what it is. I know what it is. When you look here, everything here looks really crisp. And then you have these kind of blurry edges here from the selection. So if you have a problem with the selection around these edges and these kind of areas, and it is something that's very, detailed, what you can do is to use a brush that has these little like edges or some, like for example, these when you go into Affinity Photo, you have these, not these, but for example, here, where is it? Dry media. For example, these, you can see they have these rough edges, and you can use this to paint in the masks to maybe create something that has a similar kind of edge to it, to this kind of texture or kind of foliage that you want to mask here. And so it looks like it, even though it is not really like that. You can also try to download other brushes from the internet that might have similar structures or similar patterns to what you want to select here. So you just fake it a little bit, right? Especially if it's like from the distance. But if it's soft like this, oh, come on. If it's soft like this, it just stands out very intensely, especially if the rest is very crisp on its own. So fix it a little bit. I really, really like how the water here is flowing down and then also down here onto the side of the mountain. That looks really cool. Very impressive. Also like how the light flows in the image here, over here. Very, very cool. I think the light situation, is it reversed though? Because here in the background on the mountains, you can see that this is light, but then this is in shadow. And this is in light, but this is in shadow. So I would suggest that the light is coming from the right side here. But in this case, on this part, the light is coming from the left side. So maybe if you switch it, if you switch it around, it would look better for the lower part of the island. You could try that. But I mean, it still looks cool as it is. It still looks really amazing. So very, very awesome. Let's look at the source pictures also. Oh, you already found a floating island. Okay, pretty interesting. Very nice. And then you combine these parts. How did you... I guess you only cut out a little preview of the landscape, not the complete landscape here, because otherwise... Did you build the complete landscape of this little piece here? No. No, this is that part here. No, I don't think so. Oh, wait a second. Is this part and this part the same part? This here and that? And then this is the same thing again? It is! It is! Look at that. Do you see? Like you have... Whoops. Let me open this up. You see here it goes boop and then down and then out. And here it goes boop and then down and then out. It's the same piece. Wow, that is pretty cool. That is very nice. You made a complete landscape out of that little bit in the background. Very impressive. And you blended it together really realistic. I thought this is one piece. This is one background image. Pretty cool. Wow. Very impressive. Okay. Nice work. Okay, let's go to the next one from Arthur. Wait a second. We have to reset the blend here. The zoom. Ooh, okay. Nice. The floating, is it the Taj Mahal? Interesting. Very cool. With a little like flag here in the foreground. Let's see the source images. Oh yeah, there we have the Taj Mahal. Very nice. And this is the island. Oh, and this is the floaty bit here that you change the color of. Also very nice. And a little bit of like ship parts. To do what exactly with the ship parts? You use it for these ropes here, maybe? I guess so. You like selected a little bit of that to create these ropes, because I don't think there's much more up here, but it's pretty cool. I like the flag is a really good idea also. Very nice. Very interesting. Why did you use the ropes though? For what? I mean, it's cool because they add this kind of, that this is tied down. It's supposed to stay in place, but well, no, still, it's cool. It's pretty cool. Very awesome. Yeah. Very, very cool. I think we should do more of these composite challenges, because I mean, it's amazing. Really cool. Wow, another one that's really cool. Pooh. I didn't know we have so many fans of composites in my community. I was a little bit afraid that like only 2 people are going to post or something. But that's really amazing. Pretty cool. This time we even have big birds here. So also very cool. So here we have the combination. We have a little light tower here. It's so nice to see the before and after pictures. Here's a little, like, how do you call that? A paraglider? Where is he now? Oh, he's over there. Okay, interesting. And then, oh, okay, interesting. So you change there's like this little house here, and then you change the top of it to make this into an actual lighthouse. And there's a path down there where you added this little landing platform. Really interesting. Wow. Okay. Huh. That's nice. The stone is like maybe going a little bit far downwards. It like almost looks like it's sitting on the ground. Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty cool. Very nice. Huh. I also like the light situation, how you made this deep orange sky and then you have these orange stones, so everything comes together a little bit. And then in the middle, you have more these green tones on the ground and on the island, so everything comes together and also, again, separates the two different elements of the picture, so that's pretty interesting. Jens says, yes, more composites. They are fun. Okay, awesome. We can do more of them, yes. Is there a link for the Facebook so I can submit the next challenge? Yes, I can post that. 1 second. Here you go. Let's see. Let me know if you can see the link, because last time people couldn't see the link that I was posting, but I hope this time it works. Let me know. I just posted a link in the chat if you can see that. Awesome. Thank you very much, Niels. Pretty cool edit. Ask to join. Okay, so that worked. I will I can do that right now actually. There you go. Approved. All right. Oh, don't miss anyone. This one is Shari. There we go. Shari has one with a window and a person standing there as a shadow. Pretty interesting. Wow, you people are really creative with all your ideas on what you're doing here. Yes, you're welcome. Awesome. So these are the source pictures. So the wall is fictional, which is a little bit visible because the wall is very blurry compared to the window, which is sharp again. So you can find wall textures online of wallpaper, stuff like that, to use, because this looks like you used like maybe how's it called, like Gaussian noise, and then blurred it and then put some color on that maybe. But you can actually find wall pictures or text wall textures online. So these are the different elements. Let's see. Okay, so this is the upside down island down here. And then we have this little island on the ground. And there's this castle and the lighthouse. Interesting. Why did you decide to put the lighthouse here in the front, so close to the edge? It's interesting. It's also interesting, like something to look for here, to look out for here is maybe that you can see that this perspective here is like directly onto the building, and this one is from below, and also maybe it's just from below, maybe it's using a wide angle lens, and this also stretches the image, so it looks even more perspectively stretched, while this doesn't look very perspectively stretched at all, you know? And so when you combine these two, now the light tower is looking kind of like he's leaning backwards a little bit. So that can be problematic. Also, the light situation here is kind of different. As you can see, you have this kind of morning light that's pretty strong on one side with the highlight, and then we directly have this blue shadow on the other side, while here it's a very soft shadow. And then again, if you combine this here, you have the problem that if it's completely next to each other, there's a really big comparison between the two, and you see how different they are. So that might be a bit of a problem. And you have a light rays during the daylight. So just some things to look out for in these kind of situations. I used a plaster texture, but it was too intense. I see. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, but still, it's a really cool idea with the window and the shadow on the window. That's really nice. And also the rest of the composition, pretty cool. Just look out for some of the little details in there, especially perspective on how to combine these things. Chrysalia says, I think we all need to feel inspired right now, so more challenges will be nice. That's a good idea. That's actually a very good point. Yes. Will there be a free magic gradient pack for us to try for iPad? As far as I know, the gradients cannot be imported on the iPad, but there is a free version of every one of my packs. And you can go to, if you go to my channel, 1 second, I will show you. If you go to my channel, there you can see is a list of all my free packs. So you click on this here and it will take you to the list. So you can go through this and you can see how many packs I've already created. That is really crazy. And every one of this has a free version in there. But as far as I know, as far as maybe they have changed something about the way Affinity Photo works on iPad, but last I've checked, you can't really import gradients on an iPad, but I don't have an iPad, so I'm not sure. All right. Okay. So thank you very much, Shadi, for this entry. Let's go on to the next one. Whew. Okay, more Orange Desert fantasies. Pretty cool. Wow, with some thunder. Is it? No, it's lightning. I'm always wrong about that. And some smoke and some steampunk elements here, I guess. Interesting. Pretty cool. And some, what are they called? Whirlwinds? I lack a little bit on these kind of specific things in English. Okay, so wow, we have a trebuchet here. Surprisingly enough, I can remember words that you rarely ever use and that are complex as words, like trebuchet. For some reason, I can remember that. Like, at the same time, I can't remember what this is called, but I know trebuchet, you know, that's really strange. Okay, anyways. Wow, okay. The moon? Why does the moon have such a bright edge around here? Was it like... maybe from the selection. So what you can do in this case is you make a selection of the dark area and then invert it so you only have the bright area, and then shrink it down a little bit so you can see from the selection that it's going beyond this bright edge, and then you feather it a little bit. So shrink it so it's smaller, and then feather it so it's growing a little bit again, but not over this bright edge. And then you have kind of a blurred, like a soft edge, so only feather it a tiny bit if you only want it to be blurred just like a hint, so it's soft as a selection. And then cut the rest of the outside. So this will then remove this bright edge around the object, in this case the moon, right? All right. Lightning in the desert looks cool. Yeah, it does. That's true. Yeah. Great composition. Yeah, it is. It's really nice. Very cool. Like nice balancing between the moon and the floating island. And again, in this case, I'm not sure how high the island is floating. It looks rather close to the ground, which is cool. It looks like a little, like this is more like a how do you say, like a vehicle where you float around on. You go from one place to the other by using your engines and just like flying along with your little island. What is that movie where they drive around in cities? That was pretty cool. It's not the best movie in the world, but it was like I like the idea. They should make more of that. They could make a Lord of the Rings like a series, like with 5 movies of that kind of driving around in cities movie. That was pretty awesome. The concept. The story could have been a little bit deeper maybe, but the concept was cool. Yeah. So very nice, very creative. I like that. Really cool. There's a lot of Jules Verne vibes also in there. Pretty interesting. Very nice. Okay, let's go on to the next ones. I should do more compositions myself too, to be honest. I will start in the next days. It was so busy recently. I don't know why. What is all the things that we have here? Let's see. Oh, these are the source pictures. Okay, I get it. Okay. So it's a good idea to combine it like that. So just open up a document in Affinity Photo and then just pull in all the images and shrink them down and have it on one canvas, and then it's a lot easier to look at them. Just as an idea on the challenge, how to post a challenge. All right, this looks like a kind of a movie scene, right? It's like these end of the world movies. Are you good with movie names? Because I'm never good with movie names. I'm right now thinking about this other movie where the Earth is collapsing, which I really like that one. It's very goofy, but at the same time, it's really cool. The whole movie is just running away from collapsing parts of the Earth. It's really nice. And there's a big plane in there too. Can't remember though. Chili Norfolk. Hi. Francesca, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. No snow though, just cold wind. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we have 106 viewers. That's pretty awesome. Thank you very much for that. Really awesome. So what do we have here? So we have this, which is a pretty interesting picture. Is it taken from a cockpit? It looks like that. What is this little tool here? I don't know. Or is it maybe from the side window of a helicopter or something like that? And then we have this island. Wow, nice landscape, pretty cool, very dramatic. And we have the plane here, pretty cool. And this is the combination, nice. I really like how you put in the clouds and the fog in the foreground. It makes everything very dramatic, a little bit end of the world style. Maybe that's just my imagination, but it's pretty cool. Very nice. Also, the combination of the green tones is very nice. They fit really well together. The perspective here of the landing pad is a little bit strange, because I kind of feel like our eye line is kind of here, where we are standing, and then this is going upwards for some reason, which would either imply that it's going up the hill, or that the perspective would mean that we are higher than that, right? But I mean, still pretty cool. Very nice. Yeah. Maybe to fix that, if you would have the island a little bit lower than our point from where we are looking onto the landscape, and then this would probably fit a little bit better. Yeah. Jens says the moon wasn't cut out, it just used blend ranges. Oh, interesting. I don't know why the moon came out like that. Ah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, blend ranges is a good idea too. In that case, you can maybe help it a little bit by just painting black over that, or just making it darker, because the blend ranges react on the brightness. So if you make it darker, it also vanishes basically, right? So that could be a possibility to remove things you don't want to have in there. All right, pretty cool. Thank you very much, Daniel. Very nice, really cool combination. Okay, let's go to the next one. How many more do we have, by the way? Oh, just one more. We are at 1 hour already. So that's pretty good. And then we can talk a little bit more about the pack. And then that's already it for today. So let's see. What do we have here? Wow, another fantasy thing in space. I'm a big fan of this kind of combination of sci-fi and fantasy in a kind of way where like different ages are combined with each other, you know, where you have this kind of middle age, dark ages kind of thing, but in space. That's kind of cool. There's not very much movies like that, strangely enough, you know. And I'm not really meaning Star Wars by that, you know, like I'm more meaning like where you actually have more this kind of what is the one? My brain again with the movie names. I think is it called Dust? The one on the planet? I mean, that's still pretty sci-fi, where they have these giant worms on there, sandworms. Is it called Dust? I'm not sure. And there's another one where they travel through time into the past with a castle. I have no idea what that is. That's a very strange movie. There's several of those, but not. I think there's also Time Thieves. Isn't there Time Thieves where there's a group of kids and they travel into the Middle Ages, stuff like that? So this kind of combination is pretty cool. Anyways, awesome advice on all the pieces. You're a great teacher. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Dune, not Das Dune. Yes, thank you very much, Jens and Delfert. Thank you. I should watch that again soon. Awesome. So this is pretty cool. By the way, this style reminds me a little bit, again, I can't remember the name, of a video game that has this kind of same technique. I think it's called Samorost. I think you can play it for free. Maybe not, because I think it was based on Flash. Let's see. Samorost. Can you play that? It looks like this. It's pretty cool. You're this little figure here walking around through the landscape like this. It might not work anymore. Go to store. No, this is a plushie. He also made Machinarium, which is also pretty cool. Oh, you can buy like these little figures here. Okay, no, it's a game. Maybe you can't play it anymore because it was based on Flash. I think it was based on Flash. Short adventure game. Price is a I'm not sure, but it was pretty cool in the past. Long time ago, maybe 20 years ago or something. Anyways, so here we have the little details of the picture. Very nice, some industrial parts, and then we have a little castle here and some outer space pictures. Pretty cool. Some bubble, just one bubble. What is the bubble for? Oh, it's around the castle. Nice. That's very old school, like in the old comic books, right? Where you have this kind of glass bubble around cities or stuff like that. That's pretty interesting. Really cool. Also nice with the smoke over here that's coming out of the, or the steam coming out of the vents over here. So yeah, pretty amazing. Really cool. Very nice. Thank you for that. Show. Sorry, there you go. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel. That would be cool. Subscribing is for free. You can also join the channel to support it financially if you want to. But subscribing for free is still a really cool option. Okay. One second. Let me open this up here. Okay, before we go, this is already the end of the stream. Like you wanted, we make the streams shorter. The January Styles Pack is out. I have linked it as a pinned link up there. And as an addition this time, it works a little bit different. You get 20 styles that you can apply to images to get these cool light effects in your January and your winter images. You also get 12 snow overlays. These are the same as in the November pack from 2019. I just put it in as a little bonus, and a 30-minute online course that not only explains how the pack works, but in addition to that gives you some tutorials on how to edit to get different kind of looks even without the styles, right? Okay, awesome. So that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I hope it was fun, and yeah, the challenge was really cool this time. I will do more of these composite challenges and also do more composite work in my live stream. Next time we're going to do a composite in the live stream. Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. And oh, maybe let's go to the talk view. There we go. And have a good one. Have a good Sunday and see you soon. Okay. Bye. Have a good time. Bye.